Hi, I'm Pastor Katie, and this is our beloved Gus. Gus has joined me week after week to share a message, and this week it's Gus sharing his message. I'm going to speak for him. Gus this week barked, ran around, got very huffy with me, and paced back and forth. Why? Well, this week we had 32 trees removed from the property. 32 trees that had torpedoed into the house or were on the house or had snapped along fence lines. 32 huge, beautiful trees. There were a lot of people here to work that had come from out of state, and he could smell and sniff, and he was worried about our safety. So what did he do? He barked. He barked and he barked. I got mad at Gus. I would tell him to stop barking. I would get mad and say to him, now stop, just settle down. But see, he was doing his job. He was being what his brain had been taught to do, to protect. He was being obedient. Sometimes we misunderstand obedience. I misunderstood what Gus was doing. Gus was showing me love. Gus was showing me love above the rules. He was going to give his life to protect me. Once he understood what was going on, he became friends with the workers and things quieted down. But I had to show him that we were safe. I had to teach him the rules. I had to remind him that things had changed here, and he's been loving me and showing me love all week long. I want to read this passage to you. This is Psalm 119. It goes like this. God, teach me the lessons for living, so I can stay the course. Give me insight so I can do what you tell me my whole life long. I want to have an obedient response. Guide me down the road of your commandments. I love traveling this freeway. Give me a bent for your words of wisdom and not for piling up loot. Divert my eyes from toys and trinkets and invigorate me on the pilgrim way. Oh, affirm your promises to me. Promises made to all who fear you. Deflect the harsh words of my critics. But what you say is always so good. See how hungry I am for your counsel. Preserve my life through your righteous ways. Gus was being obedient. He was showing me that obedience, love, that's the godly way. The rules, the sitting, the standing, doing what I ask, Gus was showing me to go above all of that, to protect me, to give his life. I want to ask you this week, how can you show love with all that's going on in the world right now, with the flu, the virus, everything else? What's one way you can say, I love you? Now, Gus can't tell me he loves me, but when I got really teary-eyed watching the trees get cut down, he came and sat in my lap and let me just fall into his fur and cry. This big old guy letting me cry in his fur. It was love. What can you do this week? Can you say, I love you? Somebody who longs to know and hear it? Gus, I love you. And I'm thankful that this week you showed me love. I challenge you this week, do one thing or say the words, I love you, to the people you love. Well, it's time to pray. When I pray, I like to fold my hands because we're talking to God. I like to bow my head because this is important. And you know what I like to do? I like to close my eyes so I'm not thinking, but I'm just listening. Would you repeat after me? Dear God, thank you for loving us, forgiving us forever.